Hello, I'm Kaiser, and welcome to Moose Reads. Before I get started, I want to say that the opinions that I give here are my own opinions. They are extremely subjective. If I dislike a book, it is not a reflection on the author, and it is not a reflection on people who do like it. Different people have different tastes, and that's okay. Today, I will be reviewing Anne of Avonlea by L.M. Montgomery. This is the second book in the Anne of Green Gables series. It is a historical, slice-of-life novel. The description says, in L.M. Montgomery's second in the Anne of Green Gables series, Anne ventures into adulthood. Her gray eyes shine, and her red hair still reflects the fiery quality of her temper. Since arriving at Green Gables as a freckle-faced orphan, she has earned the affection of the residents of Avonlea and a reputation for getting herself into scrapes. However, when Anne begins her new job as a teacher, the true test of her character begins. Along with teaching the 3 R's, she discovers how challenging life can be when she meddles in another's romance, discovers 2 new orphans at Green Gables, and questions the very handsome Gilbert Blythe's odd behavior. As Anne matures into womanhood, her adventures appeal to both the heart and the senses. 3 stars. Pretty much everything that I said about Anne of Green Gables is true of Anne of Avonlea. It is a very soft, cozy book about charming people in their everyday lives. I liked it well enough, but it's nothing to write home about. I am happy to have finally read it all the way through, though. I've started it twice before, and although I didn't dislike it, I always got distracted before I finished. Now I have finished it, and can definitively say that it bears almost no resemblance to the 80s movie of the same name. As far as I can tell, the movie people followed the first book fairly faithfully, and then just sampled bits of the next 3 books and mashed them together. A shame, really, because I would have liked to see them do the whole series faithfully. I'm calling these books historical fiction, but it's worth noting that I'm fairly certain they were contemporary when they were written. The result is that certain things don't necessarily have the same context. Back in Anne of Green Gables, there was a fair amount of chatter about their teacher flirting a lot with one of his students. For a modern audience, this seems super gross. In this book, however, Anne begins teaching at that very same school at a whopping 17 years old. I don't remember Montgomery ever giving an indication of the former teacher's age, so it might not actually have been that creepy. I mean, he's still her teacher, and that's a little unsettling, but he may have been as little as a year older than her. What else can I say? Nothing happens in this book, and it's a lovely time. How about some spoilers? If you don't like spoilers, now is the time to pause or close the video. For everyone else, let's talk details. What counts as a spoiler is a little tricky with these books. The only descriptions I can find that talk more about the book than the author all seem to cover a lot of it. So, although it is mentioned in the description for this one, I still feel like the twins are a spoiler. In this book, Marilla's 3rd cousin's widow is ill and eventually dies, leaving behind a pair of fraternal twins, Davy and Dora. Initially, they are supposed to go stay with their uncle, but his circumstances are such that he'll have to put them off for a bit. So Marilla, decent and dutiful woman that she is, takes them in. Certainly, it was an unexpected turn of events. The trouble for me with Davy and Dora is that Davy is very badly behaved, being all of 9 and never having been taught better. The result is that we start getting a lot more God in the mix. They've got to teach this miscreant the ways of a good Christian, and boy are they going to. Again, I'm not about to say characters can't be Christian in books, or that they can't talk about those beliefs, but I don't like being preached to, and this book really starts to skirt the line. All the same, I intend to finish this series. Hopefully, the moral lectures will decrease as Davy grows up, and I'll find it less irritating. That's all I have to say about Anne of Avonlea. If you liked this video, I hope you'll watch more in the future. Thanks for watching this one. Bye!